Good Thursday morning to you. Let's see if I can't get this uploaded this afternoon. I got so much to do. It is Thursday. There was another freeze warning that they put out for this area for last night, so we just left everything covered. A lot of the stuff is covered, and we had a pretty good frost. I did a video on it yesterday. I got kind of into it, and I'm going to tell you what, the amount of time it takes to edit and put it together, and so I figured I'd shorten it up this morning and do just a quick look at it. You can see all my hats, my little pots, and the tarps on everything this morning. I mean, it took us the better part of Wednesday. Of course, that was interesting. Shadow walked in front of the solar panel and the speed went down. So, I showed you I got the splits off of those guys, and they are happily in new homes. These girls should be making queens. So today it took us almost a day to cover everything up, and it's going to take us almost a day to get everything uncovered and everything moved back out of the greenhouse. All over the place, everything's that's covered. It did well. It did okay. We didn't quite. Let's see if we can get this, leave you where I can see you. Yep, they're doing plenty good. So we just got to get all this stuff picked up and put away, and that's going to take us a bit. How do you like that? Oh my goodness, already. Well, guess what? We're supposed to have rain tomorrow into Saturday. Piggies. Tell you, I almost want to make a concrete floor for them so they ain't just sitting there just finding Chinamen popping their heads out of the ground because they dig so deep. Anyway, make this short and sweet so that maybe I can upload it a little quicker. Heck, if I can get everything done today, maybe I can get some time over there and shop and get to working on those. Oh geez, on the apple presses. We didn't do too bad. You can see the burnage on the leaves. That was from yesterday. The wind caught this last night. Got windy. It was covered, and you can even on there. So if this gets to freezing temperature and that leaf is kind of up on the underside of it, it will burn. You can actually have stuff under the tarp burn. But we did pretty good. I got so much work to do. The amount of work that needs to be done out here is just, it's immense. I can understand wanting to go live in an apartment in the city and walk to the store and get your stuff, not have to work it. Laziness is, move back to the city. I can understand it. It's not easy out here. I got to heal up all these potatoes here pretty quick. And then as soon as we can get this rain through here, and then it's going to be time to start weeding everything. Cleaning up all the growth. I have some different thoughts and beliefs spiritually about where we are in this world and universe. I incorporate a lot of different knowledges. Some who would like to define themselves in a certain path of spirituality. I study that path very well too. And there's a lot of references to the wheat and tares, and some of you will be familiar with the wheat and tares that they will, in this next few years, should rise together. That everything will be magnificent for a while until those who get chased into hiding come back out of hiding. If y'all are aware of that, the wheat and the tares, but I take a different perspective to it. You know, I believe in maintenance, and maybe that's that engineer in me, instead of just allowing things to grow. And because here's the thing, y'all take this one to heart about the seed. You know, I use that Genesis 1:29 in my description, because I truly believe in being tied into the production of your own food, being connected to the natural cycles, the nature's, you know, the world that was created here to live in harmony. And there's good seed and there's bad seed. There's some stuff that I, you know, want to grow, and then there's stuff in the areas that I'm cultivating. In the areas that I'm cultivating, I want to not grow, because I don't want the competition in my food production, because there's stuff that produces seed that is virulent. I'll use that word, virulent, in its speed of growth, and it can overtake that which is good and nutritious and good for you. So I have a slightly different perspective on it, and you know, it's something you may want to consider. You know, maybe it's just this period of time, for just this one period of time, that is being referred to as the wheat and tares shall rise together. But I've always been of the notion, you get in there and you get them out, and you get them out of there now. I don't want the tares to continue to produce seed, because there was a few spots that I did that. There's an area here that I just let grow, and it got so much seed in it that's it's not something that I want necessarily growing prolifically in my garden. But the problem is, when I till through here, the dirt and the seed gets entangled in the tines of the tiller, and it has gotten spread. So there's a lot of weeding, especially, you know, I tried to get some of this. Here, I'll show it to you. That grass right there, which is a wonderful grass over here that I wanted in the path. Well, you know, every time I've seeded it, we get this rain and it washes it down, and you can see the water has carried it down through into the garden area, and now I've got all that grass growing here and through here, and then down there, and then back over here. So now I have to, since I have fed the tares, so to speak, and propagated the tares in a place that I didn't want it. You got to think through this a bit and how it applies. I now have, even though I've weeded all this once, and you've seen me do that, I still have it popping up all over here and there in the clover. As much as I wanted the clover out there, I didn't want it in here. And you know, all over here where I've tilled, I carried clover seed. And let's get over here in the dark, and you can see all the clover that's coming up around the strawberries. Little clover popping up everywhere. So I'll be spending some time in the next few weeks, while global events are occurring, I'll be simply grounding myself in cleaning out the tares now, so that the tares don't produce seed in the future and make it difficult. Because here's some of that grass seed. Here, under there, over here, you know, down in here, you know. And do we apply that concept to the greater? I don't know. I listen to, like I say, I listen to all, follow none, and I choose my spiritual direction based on what's in my heart and in my gut, not just what I'm hearing, as in it's to our alignment with where we're at, the changes that we're dealing with up there, down here, and everywhere. And I'm not so sure that we shouldn't be cleaning out the tares all along the way so that they don't by accident deposit their seed for future contamination of the good things from Mother Earth, universe, nature, God. You know, we have been divided and conquered in a lot of ways, and a lot of ideas and concepts that I don't think we're intended to be divided on. You know, education about the world that we live in, should have been far better done, and it wasn't. And that's a parent thing. And boy, our apples, oh, T is so proud. You would not believe how proud she is of starting this from seed, carrying this apple tree for so many years till we could get it here in the ground to where it could grow, and that this year we're going to have actually have apples on it. This year is going to produce. So that's the essence of it right there. I mean, just how much more can I say it? The focus of the desire, the focus of the thought energy into wanting to do that, to have that kind of creation produce in the way that this is going to for the many, many years. And when certain individuals talk about pains and penalties, and it's said in a legal stance from through legalese, through several of the other channels, to the spiritual sense, that's one amount. But blessings, y'all have heard those terms. Blessings, hey, Smokey, come on up here. Blessings are in abundance. So when those numbers are in 30, have been used in 30, 60, and 100, there's your proof. The blessings for the production of good things versus the allowance of not so good things to be going. T and I about ready, honey. Getting there. There you go, my friends. I'll get these off. I'm not gonna. We did pretty good, actually. We did not get as much damage. There are a few potatoes that got hit. Some of these extras out here that we couldn't get covered. They got hit. I did a sampling of a natural herb aside, and it's working to an extent, but my coverage isn't quite there. If you can see under the beehives that there is some browning in the clover, in order to not have chemicals and have more of a natural way of keeping certain plants down in certain areas, I would not use this in the garden because of overspray. But it was a mixture of 2-to-1 water to vinegar. So let's just use it on a 1 gallon size. So if you mix up a gallon, 2 parts to 1, 2 parts water to 1 part distilled vinegar. Then you want to take about a cup of salt. You want to heat up the water so it dissolves real good, and make sure that cup of salt gets into the mixture of vinegar and water. And then a good old-fashioned heavy squirt of dish soap to act as a surfactant, so that it the liquid, the water, vinegar, salt can stick to the leaves, because the leaves tend to have a beating effect for water. If it's like clean rain and stuff, water will just beat off of that. But you want it to, and all chemically created herbicides and pesticides also have that. I tried it over here in a little spot. I don't think I had enough surfactant because I didn't have the beads of water sticking to it, but you can see you can see what it did in just a couple of days. So there's a thought for you. What you want to make sure is that the drops can actually stick to water. There's your little tip for the day. This video has gone on long enough. It'll take me long enough to upload. Hopefully I'll do that this afternoon when the clouds roll in for the next rain event. Y'all be blessed and keep your gardens weed free. See, there's a time coming that we're going to have to pull the bigger weeds. And like I said, I don't want to be around for that. I'd rather have it maintained in my area so they never get out of hand. Y'all can read through those lines. Anyway, y'all be blessed. Take care. We got lots of rocks to pick up, lots of tarps to pick up, and all that to get out and back over here. And she's smiling. You say bye? Bye. Bye.